In this video, we will learn what collagraph printmaking is. So collagraph printmaking is when we take a base, like a piece of cardboard, and we're adding layers and layers and layers of different detail onto our base. So we're almost creating a three-dimensional sculpture that has a flat bottom on it. And then we add our paper on top, rub, and we're printing our layers of different recyclables onto our piece of paper that's going to give us our image, our printables. So now, for collagraph printmaking, it is a good idea to include details, but don't make something super detailed. I know that sounds a little confusing, but let me explain. If I choose something like stir fry has a ton of different items in it. Sometimes it has noodles, it has vegetables, it might have chickpeas in it, it might have carrots, green beans. There's so many different things that can be in it. Tofu, chicken. If I try and create that on here and I just put a whole bunch of yarn on here and then I stick some crumbled up pieces of paper on here to show you that there's meatballs in it, and then I take some bubble wrap and I put that in here to show you there's chickpeas in it. When I go to print it, if there's so much stuff on here that one, it's this thick, and two, they're all super close together, so I have one thing here, and they're all super close. When I go to print it, I'm going to lose that detail. I won't see all those wonderful elements that you added to your piece and you took time to do. If you want to do something like stir fry that has a lot of components to it, you can. But two things that we want to do is, one, let's use way less of our noodles or whatever is our main piece. See how thick this is right now? It is probably only about, at most, a ½ inch off of my plate. We don't want to go more than an inch high off our plate because we start to lose details, and a lot of times our paper can't handle all these different components. So if I have one piece over here that is this tall, and then over here I have this piece of paper, when I go to print it, my paper is going to have a really hard time making that sharp angle. It might even tear. So what I want to try and do is keep everything around the same level. Now we want different levels to it, but if I have something super flat and I add something on top of it, we're going to see a difference, okay? It's all about how we place our objects on here. If I was doing something, once again, like stir fry, I just need to space out my pieces a little bit more. So maybe I have 3 vegetables: carrots, potato slices, and peas. Those 3 things I'm going to space out. So maybe I have a pea here, and then a carrot up here, and a piece of potato here. And I just keep putting them so they're spaced around. That's going to allow me, when I print, to get all those little details without them blending together. If they're too close, they will blend together and we won't see them, okay? So space stuff out, add detail, but simplify it, space it out. Maybe if a piece that you're looking at has 40 pieces of vegetable in it, maybe we just put 10 and we space them out. So we can still tell what it is when we go to print it, but we're also not losing a ton of that detail by doing it. So that is a tip to definitely keep in mind whenever you are creating your collagraph print, especially when you get to the design portion of it. Here is my example of a collagraph plate. You'll notice that it has several layers. Some are cardboard, some are plastic or string, and some are even plastic bags. The layers add upon each other and will act as different textures and shapes whenever I print make it. In the next video, you will see how I created this plate.